going on, everybody? We're back for another episode of Doom Patrol, this time Season 2, Episode 5, Finger Patrol. Now, my favorite thing about Doom Patrol is the characters. I love each and every one of them and how their stories are so fleshed out every single episode. And this time we get some same splits and some different splits. Now we get Larry and Rita going to visit Larry's family, and this is a storyline that's been going throughout all of Season 2. And I have to say, it really goes wrong and it hits a really bad turn here. We also have Cliff and Cyborg getting together, and that's a pretty fun dynamic. So in the beginning of the episode, they're trying to convince Vic's dad, of course, Vic being Cyborg, they're trying to convince his dad to actually help Cliff get some sort of senses, so some touch, maybe even some smell. They're trying to convince him to work with them, but of course, due to the fact that the chief has committed all these crimes to make the entire Doom Patrol the way they are, he's not willing to help them because he thinks he'll be an accomplice, and they end up just kind of spending the rest of the day together. They're outside of Cyborg's girlfriend's apartment, and Cliff is giving him all of this advice, which it blows my mind that this Cyborg man is giving Cyborg, a teenager, all this advice, but it's hilarious. It actually makes a lot of sense, and it makes me wonder why these characters aren't on screen together a little bit more. So I loved this pairing the most out of this episode. Like, I really love the pairing of Cliff and Cyborg. There's even a portion of the episode where Cliff starts imagining them together as a buddy cop team called Steel and Stone. It's this hilarious montage where it's shot and worked like an 80s buddy cop movie. I mean, Beverly Hills Cop vibes all the way. I loved that montage. And I gotta say, I love the two characters on screen together, like their energy, like the actors, so I loved that pairing a lot. And then you've got your most dangerous pairing in this episode, which is Crazy Jane as Baby Doll and Dorothy, and them getting to meet each other and unfortunately pushing and pressing some limits. Woo, but what a packed episode. We discover a couple things. Larry's son is working against him. Rita and Larry are having a wonderful time with Larry's family, catching up, getting to know them. Larry even comes out to his son as gay. So it was such a great episode, and I was almost tearing up because I enjoyed getting to see Larry finally get some happiness. But it all came to a head when Larry's son actually calls the feds and they're coming to try to take Larry away. So Larry's son this entire time was working against him. Like, what a tragic turnout it was for that story. It seems like every time there's like something good going on with that character, something bad turns up. So it was just so heart-wrenching to see that. Now, another thing we discover is Crazy Jane's personalities could possibly be killed individually. So towards the end of the episode, and I probably should have put a spoiler alert in this, guys, but as you know, we're keeping up with Doom Patrol, so if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out and come back to the video. But in the end of this episode, we get to see the Candlemaker again, and the Candlemaker actually kills Baby Doll after Baby Doll actually locks Dorothy in a furnace. So it's a pretty crazy scene. Candlemaker marches into where all the personalities live, and he only kills Baby Doll. He damages a couple others, so I'm really upset and nervous to see what happens with Crazy Jane's personalities. Is this the end of them? Is this it? Is Baby Doll dead? Is Crazy Jane dead? I'm so curious to see next episode and what's gonna happen there. And we actually also discovered that Cyborg's girlfriend was a part of Quorum, which can open up a huge avenue into other lore. Now, Quorum is actually a secret organization that was introduced in Guy Gardner's Green Lantern run. So this can be a big step into more galactic DC, possibly connecting the Green Lantern series that's coming up on HBO Max. I see you, Doom Patrol. I see you. I really think we could be introducing some kind of Green Lantern connection here, because we all know that Guy Gardner's brother is inside of this organization. So I gotta know, is this Quorum tie-in just a cute little insert, cute little button, or is this seriously a connection to the Green Lantern universe? You guys let me know down in the comments, because I'm really hoping that's where we're moving. Now, I liked seeing the Candlemaker again. He is our main villain for season 2, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there might be someone else, but I want to say it's the Candlemaker. He's been trying to trick Dorothy the entire season. I couldn't see it as anybody else. You guys let me know, though. Is there any other villain you think? I mean, Mr. Nobody is taken care of, so maybe he does ally up with Mr. Nobody. I don't know. I would love to see that, but I'm thinking the Candlemaker is our main villain, so it was a pleasure to see him again. This episode isn't quite as bizarre as the last one, and like coming from the sex men and all those orgasms, I think is a nice calm before the storm, because it seems to me that the Candlemaker is gonna wreak havoc, and that's what happens when you leave kids unattended and they start getting mad at each other and, you know, they start kind of throwing a tantrum. Something can break. Well, in this case, people can be killed. So it was a horrible idea to leave those two alone, and the Candlemaker very well could be let loose at this point. So guys, you let me know what you thought about this episode of Doom Patrol. I really had a great time as usual. I love the characters. I loved these stories, especially Cliff and Cyborgs, and I like the on-screen dynamic between those two. Hoping to see some kind of maybe buddy cop episode with them, because this was hilarious, and I thought it was a fun kind of teaser to what we could see more out of that relationship, and I'm just so distraught with what's going on with Larry. Like, oh my goodness. It seems that he can never really get a great moment for that long, so it's so upsetting to see what's going on with him. But guys, you let me know, what are your predictions for next week, and what are your thoughts on this episode? I definitely enjoy it myself. Would I say I liked it as much as episode 4? Maybe not. I think episode 4 was just incredibly bizarre. It reminded me a little bit of the second episode of the series when the donkey comes and there's this other universe inside the donkey. I'm hoping that we see more of the Candlemaker. It seems to me that we're finally getting our season 2 villain, because in some of the past episodes you had these stand-in villains, and I'm really happy to see that it seems like our big bad is finally coming out. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys, and we will see you next time.